Today, I'm going to show you how I automated this AI SEO website, which has a value traffic at $300 in literally just one single click, right? Really simple stuff. Now, I'm going to show you many different ways you can create these websites because this was exciting and fun when I first created it, but now I want to try and test some new stuff. And that's what I'm going to break down today. So if you're wondering, okay, what is this website? It's basically an SEO ROI calculator. You can see its traffic on Google Search Console right here. Now, when we first showed the video, I think there was a spike in traffic at 96 clicks a day, which is pretty nice and good for the ego. But I can tell you, probably a decent amount of that is from the YouTube video. But you can see this is still generating traffic to this day. And 322 clicks in his first week or so is not bad at all for this website. And it was completely generated with AI. Now, the way that we did it, this is really simple, is you just go on to Bolt.new, as you can see right here. And you can say something like, okay, create an SEO ROI calculator. You don't even have to spell it correctly. So you can see right here, one page website, and then it will just go off and create that, right? Now, what I want to show you today is actually a few new ways that you can actually use this method to create something much bigger and better than this website right here. Because this is kind of fun, easy to create. You can literally do it in about 20 seconds. As you can see right here, it's creating the website and the code, and that's going to be ready to deploy in a second. But let's create something more interesting. So what we can do inside Bolt, as you can see right here, is we can generate like actual blog posts, right? Now, this is really experimental. I don't 100% know what I'm doing when I'm creating these websites because it's a brand new tool. I don't code at all. And I'm just going to be open and transparent with that. Right? I might test some of the stuff, but what you can see is this is the website we created. And if you go into, for example, this page right here, you can see it creates like these nicely designed blog posts that are super fast and easy. And it's kind of like a programmatic method because you've got the details about the bird, some information about the bird, some quick facts, etc. Now, if you want the prompt for this, I've actually got it inside my document, as you can see right here. So you can just copy it from me. This is the code that we use to generate that. And then you can use that for like any sort of website that you want to create, right? Again, you could also, for example, say like, okay, add more pages with more species of birds, and you can customize this to whatever niche or industry you're in. Then you can also say like add navigation bar plus about me page. And then Bolt.new is just going to go off and start coding the rest of the block, right? I'll come on to ways that you can monetize this in a second, but essentially you can see how easy it is to build websites like this or like the one we're generating right here using Bolt.new. And then if we go onto this website, as you can see, it's generated more pages on this particular topic. For some reason, the images are absolutely terrible. I'm not going to lie to you about that. Just going to be transparent. Like, it takes a lot of back and forth when you're doing bolts, so just be prepared for that. Like, when you're building something a bit more complex than a one-page calculator, it's going to require a bit more work, as you can see. It also troubleshoots automatically on Bolt, but if you do see some problems inside Bolt here, then it's a bit messy and you just got to fix it up. So just in terms of use cases, like number one, you can create and automate calculator and tool pages. Probably the easiest if you're a beginner and you're new to this. Number two is you can create full blogs and websites, right? Kind of like your traditional informational content where you can just keep expanding this. Now, if you want to generate like way more pages, if you want to create like a website that's like 80,000 pages, you would actually do that with the local version of Bolt, which you can get right here. I'll link to it in the video notes, but essentially you can get an offline version of Bolt.new and that runs local. And the other cool thing about that is you can actually select which API you want to use inside Bolt. So if we keep going back and forth now, what we're going to say is don't use any images, include 100 different species of birds and optimize each page to a keyword. And now it's going to start generating more content, as you can see. So it's generating the content for each page. It's got some facts. It's included some keywords on the page. And then it's just going to run through a bunch more species. I don't think it's actually going to create 100 bird species. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I don't think it's going to generate that. But we'll see in a second and see what it comes back with. So if we go out to the page now, it's removed the images and said, I've shown examples of raptors and songbirds. Now, just whilst we're waiting for that to load, let's look at a few ways you can monetize this. So number one is affiliate, right? So for example, you could create like product pages. Let's say you're an e-commerce store. It'd be quite easy to build out like a programmatic version of a website around all your products, all your product specifications, and then get AI to fill in the gaps in terms of the product descriptions, etc. Additionally, affiliate. So for example, like you could have a whole reviews website on whatever sort of topic you want. So let's say, for example, it was like bird products. Then you could ask Bolt to actually create a whole website around bird products you could give it your Amazon ID, and then potentially it could link from each page to that URL to buy the product with the affiliate code. I know I probably haven't explained that so well, but you could basically ask Bolt to create like a programmatic version of an affiliate website, like you see right here. And then it has like links inside the content to affiliate products on Amazon, but it has the affiliate code inside each one so that you make a commission on all the products that people click on and buy. So for example, now if we click on Start Exploring, we've got a bunch more pages as you can see. So if we go on Golden Eagle, but then we click on it and there's a server error. So if we want to fix that, we just click on Fix Problem like so. When you're building out these sites, make sure you click all the buttons, check every page's work, because some links aren't going to work. Some of them are going to be 404. There's going to be like bugs on the website, that sort of thing. So let's try again. And by the way, you might be wondering, okay, like does programmatic SEO work? Here's an example. So for example, at nomads.com, they're doing like a really good job with their SEO. And if we click on one of these pages, for example, you can see it's like a programmatic website where it compares like all the scores of each city and it's programmatically generated, as you can see. So for example, like for each city across the world that's popular for nomads, they have like a nice little map. Then they have a score for each page. But if you click on neighborhoods and you try and get more information, so let's click on that, you can see that actually creates an upsell page where you have to sign up to get all the information, right? So it's kind of like paywalled. So let's try and create something like that on this example. Create a programmatic SEO site where you compare each city in the world, give a score out of 10 on each city page, and then we'll see what that comes back with. And communities is another way that you can monetize your content, right? So affiliate, email, e-commerce, communities. You can do ads as well, but I don't think that's going to be the best way to monetize your content just because you would need a lot of traffic to actually get that. And the final one is services, right? So for example, here's another site that I built in literally 20 seconds or so. And if we check out that site and its rankings, you can see it ranking on the first page on a brand new domain right there. And that's when it's only just been built, right? You can imagine that'll probably continue to rank better and better as we build more backlinks to it. And now we have our Nomad website back, as you can see right here, and it's super basic. Now, one of the things that I would actually say is when you're building out these websites, right, with Bolt.new or whatever tool that you're using, one thing I've recommended is just getting ChatGPT to plan it out for you first, right? So for example, if we look at this site, there's a bunch of stuff I could have prompted Bolt with that I didn't really plan out in advance, right? Whereas if I go to ChatGPT, I'm like, right, give me a prompt to create a programmatic SEO site where you compare each city in the world for how livable they are. For nomads, give a score out of 10 on each page, include navigation, etc. So we've got that prompt right there. And then if we scroll down here, we've got the prompt that we can give to Bolt. And this just plans out the website a lot better and makes it easier. So you're basically getting one AI to communicate with the other to generate this website so that you can save time, so that you don't need to think so much about how you're going to plan out the website, because ChatGPT will do the 80/20 for you. Now, if we go back to our birds website, and the reason that I'm doing them side by side is just because it takes a bit of time for Bolt.new to code each site. So I might as well have multiple ones open just to save me a bit of time and to make everything faster, plus create something more interesting for you. So if we go back to Explore Birds right here, you can see that on the left-hand side, I've been going back and forth with ChatGPT to add more species, for example, to add more information, to create more pages. And now we have our categories list. So we've got, for example, raptors, songbirds, owls, waterfowl, woodpeckers. But you can see inside the categories, there's not enough pages added. So now it's asked, like, would you like to add more bird species to specific categories? And I would say yes. And then if we go back to our site for nomads, it's still creating it, as you can see right here. But we have something that looks a bit more interesting. I'm going to get it to add more cities. The main thing to note here is like you can create something pretty impressive. You can create massive blogs, but the more complex it is, the more time it's going to take, right? So if you want something super simple and easy, it's the first time using Bolt, then something like this really easy to do. Now, if we go back to our website, it's gradually building out all the pages programmatically. What you might also be able to do is, for example, like you could go to Kaggle, which is a website you can get data sets from. Then you can find like cities, and you can also find websites where there's a public domain license, which means that you can use this on other websites. So for example, if we take this page right here, we can grab, it's a CCO, which means that we can use this data set on a website because it's public domain. Then we can download the JSON, which you can see right here. And if we go back to Bolt.new, upload the JSON and say like create pages on the cities attached using the images attached. The only thing I would say is like definitely try and run it locally if you can, because when you build out a website using Bolt.new programmatic like this online, seems to be really limited in the amount of pages you can create. So for example, I've asked it here, add hundreds of pages, and it just refuses to do that. Here's another website that I actually created called bestforlocalseo.com. And you can see as well, this is targeting like training services across the UK. Super simple. I was just messing around when I created this one, and it was when I was first getting to grips, but you can see how it's created, for example, city pages for SEO training. And then if we go to SEO agency, we've got information on, for example, like different service pages in the agency world. Same for consultants, same for SEO company, right? So SEO company in London, it's got some information there, and then it directs people to book in a free SEO strategy session. Now, what really surprised me about this, bear in mind, like I've not even put it through Google Search Console, I've not even tried to index it, etc. But if we go into Google, bestforlocalseo.com is actually indexed, and it's got like 40 pages indexed directly. I haven't even changed the title. You can see how sloppy this was when I was building it, because I was just testing it out. But yeah. And then also you can, it's not getting any traffic yet. So just being 100% transparent with you. But you can see it's generated 3 keywords right there. And again, that was built directly with Bolt. Now, some people ask me like, how do you deploy it? So if you want to get this website deployed, just go and deploy in the top right, and then it will deploy the website like so. Now, once this is deployed, you can go into Netlify inside your dashboard, which is connected to Bolt, and you can just check which website you've launched, set up a custom domain, and then add your domain right there. And it's like $15 to launch that. Additionally, when you're deploying a website, let's go back to an example a couple of days ago. So for example, like this one, right? We can open up the old chat, which has the details of the website, and you can see it's deployed right here, right? Now, if you want to edit the code and redeploy it, etc., and get the website re-added so that it's updated right here. So if you go into Open in Stack Blitz, then you can click on Create a Repository. From here, it's going to link it to your GitHub, as you can see. So you can say, right, create a repository. This is your repository that's on GitHub. So you got the preview of the site right there. And then you can go to your site inside Netlify, like you see right here, go to site configuration, go to continuous deployment, and then link a repository inside GitHub. Find the repository you just built. Like for example, this one, you can see it was just built a minute ago. Click on that, and that's how you can link them together. So that if you update GitHub, it should redeploy to the GitHub repository. I'm no expert on that, but that's basically how it works. So if you update this, it should update inside here once you've deployed. And now if we go to our settings, you can see repository, your site is linked to a Git repository. There's the repository. So thanks so much for watching. What I've actually done, this is all the notes from today. I've plugged into my free Bolt training course, link in the comments description. You'll find all these trainings on like how you can use Bolt to rank a website based on what's working for me. You can see, for example, the video notes here that talk you through how we built these sites, how we set them up, the step-by-step process, etc. How I set up like 4 new AI SEO sites in 2 minutes. I've shown you a couple of them ranking already today. Not all of them rank. It is a bit of a numbers game. That's basically how it works. And additionally, a bunch of case studies plus how you can use Bolt step by step to start ranking. So if you want that, link in the comments description. And if you want a free one-to-one SEO strategy session, feel free to get that link in the comments description. We'll show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 business a month. You'll get a free SEO donation plan, discover the secrets, answer any questions you have. You'll learn the best link building strategy for your website, plus how to quickly outrank your competitors in link building, and how to 10x your SEO traffic based on what's working for me. Today, I've shown you how to build blogs, calculators, programmatic sites, sites that can be monetized with memberships, and even how to sell your own services with local SEO and building out those sort of sites. So appreciate you watching. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.